Good evening, folks. I am Ms.Fixit, or you may know me as Ms.Fixit, or Sarah Kerr. Well, or you may not know me at all, because I am kind of a loser, and I'm only really known in a very niche little area, right? So, anyway, many of you guys have been asking about servers. What do I use as a server? Where can I buy a server? How much is a server going to cost me? Where am I going to find a server? That's always the question. In some areas, it is actually a lot more difficult than one might think, but what I intend to show you in this video is that you can make a server out of an old computer. You can go to a local PC shop and buy a used workstation. You can buy a server from a local small PC shop. You can buy one from another company who's selling old stock. You can go to an enterprise or a large organization that is selling off some of their 3-year-old servers and equipment cheaply. There's in fact websites devoted to people. So I'm gonna wing it when it comes to the website side of it, because you know what? Fuck it. You guys have to know how to use Google yourselves. I mean, like, you can't all hold your hands, right? I mean, everything I learned was pretty much from Google, and well, a certain amount of courses and training that I took as well. But anyway, the point is I am going to show you where to find servers and that. And remember, and I will probably reiterate this later on in the video, but ultimately what makes a server is two things. Number one is what is it doing and what software is running on it. And number two is the duty that it's designed to handle. So why is a workstation like this monstrosity next to me, or this little laptop here, not necessarily considered a server? Well, because the duty, it's not actually designed to operate 24/7. Can it? Probably. You can probably run it 24/7. It'll last you a long time before it actually, like, burns out, or MTFs, mean time failure. But when you talk about even used servers typically have a high mean time failure remaining in them, which is why used servers work so good for most of us in our application. But yeah, so let's dive into it. We'll take a look at some Facebook groups, and we'll look around for some websites that might sell scavenged stock that might have come out of a data center, and a company goes in, cleans out all the stock, sells servers for $200-300, and yeah. So here we go, on to the next step. This is the part where I show you on my computer how you find used servers. Alright, so we're gonna first start by going to Google. Google. Okay. There we go. Fucking fingers, man. Okay. Used servers. Well, I'm just gonna type in close to me. Used servers Ontario. Oh, well, shit, look at that. Can't get any more obvious than that, right? Useservers.ca. Alright, so lookity. Okay, well, fuck. Well, there's a nice little Cisco Catalyst, 3750 WS. That actually looks pretty. I might actually buy that. Does it have SFP pluses? 4 SFP base. No. Oh, they're 10100. Yeah. Okay, fuck that. So anyway, let's see here. Generation 6 server here. This is actually a pretty good one. This is a good little server for a Wisp. What do we got? This is, by the way, when you see like 165, that's typically bare bones, by the way. That's literally the chassis. Actually, here's one for 195, but let's watch this. Let's pull this up. All right, CPUs. Look at how cheap they are. Let's just go by, well, $100. Look at that. 12 cores for $100. Okay, hard drives. What do we want to put in this? How about 2 by 1 terabyte SATA? Cool. All right. Just build your own, right? Rack rails. Nah. RAM. You don't need a lot, so let's just go with 32 gigs. That's fine. Additional network card. It already has an onboard that's pretty decent, right? And look at the price for like a 10 gig dual. I get these for $40 on Amazon. No warranty. All right, so what are we up to now? $500. That's pretty reasonable if you really work it out. So we've got, look at the specs on here. 12 cores, 2.66 gigahertz Xeon, 2 1 terabyte SATA drives. Nice. Let's see here. 32 gigs of RAM. $505. That's not bad. Okay, so this is just an example of one place you can find a server. Let's try Facebook Marketplace. Trying to avoid going on my Facebook. Just go away. Go away, shoot. I don't want to like expose anybody while I'm on Facebook Marketplace, but let's just type server. Computer server. See what comes up. So this will be a scavenger here. These guys are great, by the way. And when I say scavenger, I don't say that in a derogatory manner. I mean, they're a scavenger as in these guys specialize. So what they'll do is they advertise that they'll go in and they'll get a data center, right? So usually the company that's getting rid of all their shit just doesn't want it anymore, right? So what you end up doing is these guys go in, you pay them, they take all your old shit out, and then they'll refurbish it, test it, and sell it to you. So here's some servers that they're selling here in the description. Look at them all. And chances are they're pretty reasonable. So these are the scavengers I was talking about here. And they're great dudes. I've gotten lots of awesome equipment off guys like this. And these little servers are great. You'll get years out of them. By the time that you actually hit 1,000 subs and you actually need to actually buy yourself a decent server, this is what you've got, right? So there's Facebook Marketplace for servers. Let's just do another quick computer. Actually, I think I've got one over here. Yeah. So let's see what else we've got in here. HP Media Smarts. No, that doesn't look like a server. That looks like a workstation. Here's a Dell. Look at this Dell server, PowerEdge 1900. I'll bet you it's the same guy too, by the way. Let's check it out. Nope, another dude. But let's see what the specs are on this. 4 gigs of RAM. Yeah, it's a little baby server. It's not terrible. I mean, it'll do the job, right? All right, so there's another little server on here. Let's see what else we got here, Marketplace. Dell PowerEdge Blade server, really? You know what? Don't buy used office chairs unless they're off somebody you know. Please promise me you won't do that. That's how you get bed bugs and other horrible parasites like hookworm. So, I mean, office chairs, somebody's asshole was touching that chair through like very thin fabric, and you don't want to use that and their dirty cheese dust Dorito fingers were probably pecking at the fucking flesh of that chair too. There's disease ridden, dude. I mean, if you're desperate enough to do that, just go pull one out of a dumpster in the middle of the winter when it's cold, so at least you know most stuff's dead on it, and then power wash it. Ooh, look at this. Dell Optiplex servers. No, those are CAD workstations. Dell 2U servers. Let's check out these ones. Yeah, fuck. Pretty cool, eh? Yeah, so these are really decent prices. So there's some examples of servers that you can find on here. You can also go on eBay to get servers, which I don't recommend. Let's see here. Used server. Damn it. There we go. Here's some used servers here. Oh, and check this out. Staples. Used servers. Sorry, they call them refurbished. There we go. Some ASMR for you. Let's see here. There's a section for servers. Let's see here, because Staples actually sells refurbished equipment. See here, look. Dell refurbished desktop computer. Okay, let's see if we've got servers. Servers and accessories. That's what I want. Let's see here. There should be a spot for used servers. Yeah, I try not to support Staples if I can help it. I try to buy from the small local guys or whoever. Let's go back to this first tab because I had more success with that. Dell server Staples. .ca. Sure, I saw one in here, but if you look on Staples, they sell all sorts of refurbished equipment. And actually, this brings up another good point. Remember, I was telling you about small workstations? So you can get a little workstation like this. Look at this, $294. Let's see what the specs are on it, okay? 3.2 gigahertz Core i5 650. And that's a laptop in a desktop case, dude. But anyway, the point is that 8 gigs of DDR3, 500 gig hard drive. I would take that hard drive, pitch it in the can, throw in 2 Western Digital Blacks or Golds, whatever the fuck they're calling their enterprise class drives right now, and be done with it. And you've got a server that if you clean it every now and again and take care of it, put it on a UPS, it'll last you a while. So these are just all the examples of what you can find online. I mean, like, it's not hard. In fact, let's just check Amazon. Used server. Look at this. Well, no, that's pretty expensive. High-end virtualization server. Renewed. Yeah, I'm going to say that looks like it could have been an older generation. Oh my god, I actually had that case. I gave it to Mitch when he moved out. So, here's a Dell Optiplex. So the whole point that I'm trying to make here is that if you go online and look for used servers, there's tons of shit out there. Look, oops, slow down my mouse. There we go. I just accidentally found another place here in, well, this is in Scarborough. So these guys are selling all sorts of used servers. Used servers, buy or sell laptop. Kijiji, I forgot about Kijiji. That's right. We have a thing called Kijiji in Canada. I don't know if you've got it in the States, but Supermicro super server. Again, you can want to be picky. You want to look through some of this stuff, right? You don't want to jump on the first thing you find. Let's just type in server. Here we go. All right. And again, oh, look at this. Look, a rack. Still very functional, just needs cleanup. Need it gone as need the storage space. $50 for a full rack. Look at that rack for $50. Look at that beautiful glass rack. Oh my God. Are you guys starting to get the point here? Are you? I hope so. See? There's like all the shit that you can get out there used that is perfectly good. Obviously use your discretion. If they seem shady, don't. but oh look, somebody's selling a used RB 2011 for $90. I wouldn't pay $90 for a 2011. Jesus, that's pathetic. But yeah, so just take a look around. No, don't even consider using a Raspberry Pi as a server, okay? Look, here's a PowerEdge server, $350. Just take a look around, and there we go. So there, I think that I've exhausted my point here about shopping online and looking for used servers from different companies. And then yeah, that's the part where I go on the web pages. And then I don't know what sequence or part of the video this part will be in, but I'm also going to go and visit our local computer store, and I'll show you what I'm running for a server and what we actually have kicking around for server equipment. So on to the next part. Let's take a look at a couple of servers that I've got, actually. Let's see. Looking at the floor. Alright, here we go. So, I set up a light here so you can see better. So, you see this rack here. It's a baker's rack. Down at the bottom there, I've got a 22 terabyte storage array. Right there is that's a Sun Microsystems J4400. Right there is a Sun X4500. That's a little Netgear. And up top is the HP server. So, the HP server here has got two 10 gig cards in it. They're these guys here, HP dual SFP Plus cards in it, and I'm also using the Ethernet on board. Now, I only paid about $700 for the server, used with 32 gigabytes of RAM. So, let me just see here. That's just Thomas calling. Great timing, buddy. So here we go is the front of the server. You can see that this is a, slide it around a little bit. There we go. Not great for it, but whatever. This is an HP ProLiant DL380P Gen 8. I picked this up at PC Paramedics, actually. And it came with the 4 drives in it, 300 gigabyte SAS drives in her. One of them's popped, so I'm not using it. I've just got this set up in RAID 5. Not a great RAID 5 because I don't have 4 drives. But most of the storage, because that's just my OS, and then of course I do OS backups on this drive, and then I have a drive I keep it as safe with the weekly backups. Okay? Over here, we've got the storage array, which is 22 terabytes usable. I don't want to show you the bottom part of my rack because it's dusty. But here's the little UPS that just runs the server at the top and the switch. Big switch up there. And then over there is my, it's a bigger APC. I think it's a 1500 smart UPS with 2 large batteries on it to keep the storage array alone running. And then over here, this is one of my friends wanted me to host a server for them, so I'm hosting their NUC with Plex on it. But the whole point is that when you're looking for servers, you're not going to be forced to buy something for $4,000. You can get something for like $200, like this guy here, which is 64 gigabytes of RAM and 24 cores, Xeons. And it also has it came with 2 drives, but it has room for 8. And these are SAS or SATA, depending on the caddy that you get for them. And they're reliable. I mean, like, these servers are usually end of lease, or, you know, a company's big enterprise usually upgrade every 3 years for reliability, but these guys usually have tons of life left in them. $200, $700, come on. You can get these guys cheap on Marketplace and on Amazon and whatnot, and I'm pretty sure somewhere else in this video I'm going to do that. I'm recording the video out of order because I'm just recording parts. Now, let's jump. So right here is actually a server. This is actually not a server. This is a workstation, okay? This is a Lenovo ThinkCentre with a Core i5 in it. I think it's got 8 gigs of RAM, and I had them put a 4 terabyte drive in it. Like, seriously, this is nothing fancy. This is just a regular end-of-lease workstation, right? It's even got a Western Digital blue because you can't get blacks in my city right now. Buy local. But this guy here is going to become a Unify server. There we go. And it's not even going to be running Proxmox, which actually, that big server over there is running Proxmox. So this guy here is not even going to run Proxmox. It's simply going to have Debian 9, and I'm going to load the Unify video and Unify controller on it for a client who has a Unify video system that is dead. It's very, very dead. So this is a server. How much did we pay for this? We paid about, I think it was about $500 with the 4 terabyte drive in it. This came from PC Paramedics as well. And it's going to be a fine little server for the purposes of the client. Now, is this a true server? No. And we will discuss what makes a server Yeah, screw it. You know what? I'll just say it now because it's not like I need to be on my computer for that. What makes a server a server? A server is usually a tougher piece of hardware. It's built to be redundant. It's like right here, for example. You can drop RAM in this system and it'll tell you which RAM slot has failed. You can drop a CPU. You can drop a power supply. This will tell you if it's over temp. This has a built-in onboard computer, like a separate onboard computer that will allow you to remote in as if there's a mouse, monitor, and keyboard right here. People call them all sorts of different things, lights out, ILOM, all sorts of stuff like that. But anyway, I think it depends on the vendor. I'm not big on servers, so don't get me started on this. I can put you in touch with somebody who is an expert in servers because I know a few people. But see, that's what makes a server a server. Redundancy, high duty. It's designed to run all the time without any failure. It's designed to always be up. I can take out one of these power supplies right now, and this thing won't skip a beat. I'm not going to, though. Just like this little guy here. See the Sun Micro server that we're not using? It's got 2 power supplies here. And we're not even using both. It's got a ton of Ethernet cards in it and whatnot. It's got a SAS card. See how big it is? It's because it's designed to be cool and it's designed to run all the time. This is designed to be a workstation. Why is it not considered a server? Because it's designed to be a workstation. It's got a much lower mean time failure. Okay, but for your purposes of running a small light-duty server, because trust me, running a UCRM, UNMS, Dude, Zabbix, Nagios, whatever the hell you want to run just for your little ISP, and when I say little, I mean like anything under 10,000 subs, these guys will get you by. Like if you're on a budget and you're like breaking the bank just to like pay the bills and try to get your company up and running, these will work reliably. So ultimately, I guess the thing is that this isn't a server only because it's not designed for heavy-duty usage. Those are servers because they're designed for heavy-duty usage, but ultimately, what makes it a server as well is the software that runs on it. This isn't going to be running Windows, it's going to be running Debian, and it's actually going to be headless and set up. Headless means, by the way, no keyboard, mouse, and monitor. It's going to be designed to serve. It's going to be serving video. It's going to be serving management and control, right? As opposed to just being a workstation where somebody would sit down and go on Google Chrome, right? So that's ultimately the difference. But the point that I'm making here, now that I've rambled for 5 minutes, that's your fault, by the way, folks, is that you can get a server cheap. You don't have to use the cloud. There are benefits to the cloud. There are, detriments to using the correct cloud. If your upstream connection goes offline and all your management stuff is hosted on the cloud, you're blind. You can't see what's going on your network. Whereas if you keep your server inside of your network, if there's an outage, you'll still have full management ability to see what's going on in your network, right? By the way, thank you, Werner Jones, for that awesome tonics. Shout out. So, yeah, there you go. And I might put in another little spiel in one part of this video where I explain about using cloud versus in-house. If I don't, well, fuck it. I mean, come and ask me, okay? But anyway, that's this part of the video done. All right. So, I'm at my local computer shop here, PC Paramedics. These guys are here in Peterborough, Kazakhstan. And this is one of the places which you guys can go to get a server really cheap, just something to get you by, until you're huge. But even then, you can buy used servers easily enough. So let us enter. And fortunately enough, it looks like the population density is very low here. So here we are, the local computer store, PC Paramedics. And as you can see, we have to be careful. There's nobody occupying this space, so I have permission to enter. Now, when you're looking for a server, you can pop into these places, and you don't necessarily need to spend thousands of dollars on one. I'll show you what you go for. Look over here. This is all end-of-lease equipment, so it's very well taken care of. You can get it for a good price. Look at the specs on this bad boy. So 3.4 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM. It's an older i5, but who cares? $295. You throw a couple of Western Digital Blacks in that, in Mirror Raid, and you've got a server that's perfect for hosting your virtual machines. You can get your Proxmox installed on it. You can run Dude. You can put UNMS. You can put anything on there that you want. And the nice thing about these guys is, of course, you can also put your slots in it. So if you need a 10 gig card, you can toss a little 10 gig card in it. And with LAN Linux, Linux will recognize it no problem, you know, unlike Windows. Now look here. They actually have some small HP server towers too. That's a pretty decent price too. What do we got here? So these are Xeon E5 1620s, 3.5 gig, 32 gigs of DDR3. These are actually pretty decent. So you can take one of these guys, for example, and throw, you know, 4 drives in it in RAID 6, or even RAID 1+0, whatever you want to do. And you got your server for a while. You don't have to worry about spending thousands of dollars on like a new server. And lots of other companies out there that are established are selling their old used servers anyway. So there you go. And on another note, by the way, you're looking for work laptops. I don't spend any money on work laptops because they get destroyed. But look at these guys. Sometimes you can luck out and you can find these Toughbooks. And actually, look at the specs on that. Sure, it's a little beat up, but you know what? It's going to be an installer laptop, and your techs are going to destroy it. They're going to pick their noses and wipe it on it, and who knows what other degenerate things they might do to it. So whatever. But kill 2 birds with 1 stone. See? Got all sorts of nice laptops here. Go to your small local computer shop, guys. That's where you can find everything that you need for your like computing for your WISP. All right. So that's all I have to say here. There we go. We've gone into the store. You guys can see what you have available to you, and yeah, buy local. All right, on to the next segment. Well, in hindsight, I realized that I fucking forgot to film an outro. Alright, this is the outro, and I'd like to thank all of our Patreons for helping us out, because, you know, without you guys, it'd be a lot more difficult, especially in the current state of things. Every little cent counts, so thank you guys for pitching in and contributing to the Ms.Fixit videos, and thank you, Yuya, for your filming. And don't forget, guys, we also have a Facebook page and a Patreon page. Of course, the link will be in the description. And, yes, if you guys have any ideas that you want to pitch at me, or anything you're specifically looking for, any equipment that you want reviewed, any of that stuff, feel free to leave it in the comments below, or you can message me through the Ms.Fixit page or on Patreon. Alright, well that is all, folks, so I guess ta-ta for now. Thank you. I don't know where you're gonna go, but you know, you just can't stay here, so go find a dumpster somewhere. I don't know, whatever. Thanks for watching. Thanks for not hating me. Ciao, Bella.